Hello everyone, and welcome to our video on a Venn diagram application or word problem that involves probability. So we left off in that last video where we used the union rule and the complement rule to help us build this diagram so that we can answer all of these kind of random probabilities. Well, this word problem is almost the same, except we just need to figure out what symbols to use and then to make sure that we're putting all the probabilities in the right spot. So as soon as you read a word problem in probability, if it just has random probabilities like this, okay, so it's not based on a dice roll or deck of cards or something like that, if it's just random probabilities given in this abstract way, this is usually a clue to use our Venn diagram. Okay, so I'm going to make my Venn diagram universe, and then let's read through it. So at a local health club, 40% of the members lift weights and 50% of the members use the gym. 20% of the members do not lift weights nor use the gym. What is the probability a randomly chosen health club member does the following? Okay, so we've got these. Well, kind of based on the information, it looks like there's two things that are important to us: lifting weights and using the gym. Okay, so I'm going to do my two circles then. I'm going to do W for lifting weights, and we'll do G for the gym. All right, and then so looking at this, we could rewrite these kind of similar to what we did above. So it says at a local health club, 40% of the members lift weights. So that I'm going to write this as probability of W equals 40%. And on this one, I'm going to go ahead and keep it as percents. You could change it to 0.4 if you want to. Okay, so you could do that, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as percents. Okay, and then it also says 50% of the members use the gym. Okay, so probability of G is 50%. Okay, so I'm just translating this into set notation. And then it says 20% of the members do not lift weights nor use the gym. Okay, so this 20%. All right, so this is where the set notation might be kind of annoying, actually, in case we don't know the symbols to use right away. All I'm going to write is the probability, so not lifting weights nor the gym. I'm going to put neither equals 20%. I think that will save it a little bit instead of worrying about the symbols. Okay, and then it says, what is the probability? Okay, so then it's asking about the probabilities. Okay, so these three are the main things for us. All right, so using this information so far, we can use this. This could be something that we could use right now, because the probability that they don't use the weights or the gym would be outside of these circles. So that would be right here, the 0.2. Okay, and I said I was going to use decimal or percents. Let me change that, actually, sorry, to the percent, so 20%. So again, you could use decimals if you want, but since they use percents, I'm going to use percents. Okay, so that's one of the things, but then these two, as is, don't really help us. Okay, because 40% we don't know how it's split between the two regions. 50% inside the G circle, we don't know how that splits either. So that's where we're going to use some of that hidden information like we saw in the last video and use our complement rule. Okay, so I'm just going to scratch out that. Based on the weightlifters, if 40% of the members use the weights, that must mean that 60% do not. Okay, so the 40% plus 60% should add up to 100. So that tells you how many do not use the weights room. And then the probability that they use the gym is 50%. So that means the probability, let's just go ahead and put it right here, that they don't use the gym is also 50%. Okay, and then these two can help us fill out the rest of the circles. Okay, so let's do this next part in green. Using this information, the probability that they do not lift weights is 60%. Well, not lifting weights would be this, I'm just going to do a little dot, the part in G right here and the outside. And since we have 20% already marked on the outside, we must then know that 40% would be left over in the blank region currently. Okay, so there's the 40 and 20 that do not lift weights, so that's the 60%. Okay, and then this one, let's go ahead and mark this as number 2 as well. Keep it going. The probability that they do not use the gym would be the crescent shape of the W circle plus the outside, which is 20. Okay, so 20 plus 30 Should add up to 50. Okay, so 30 and 20 is the 50% that do not use the gym. Okay, and then now we can go back and either use some checking or also verifying. So these I'm going to mark as the third thing that we can do. If 40% of the members use the weights room, I already have 30% marked. Notice that that should be 10% then inside the middle. And also notice it's verified. The probability that a member uses the gym is 50%. Well, 40% was already marked, plus 10 is 50. So just to put a check mark, it's verified. Okay, so all of these kind of check each other if we do write the extra information. All right, but now that we do have this, we should be able to answer any of their questions. So to number 1, the probability that a randomly chosen health club member lifts weights and also uses the gym. So if I wanted to, I could write this in set notation. Lifting weights, I said, was W, and is the symbol, the intersection symbol, and also uses the gym. That would be G. The intersection symbol is right in the middle, 10%. Okay, so 10% chance that they use both. Number 2, only lifts weights. Now here's where it's back to kind of like the notation. It's not, I don't think it's worth it to try to put this in symbols. So I'm just going to write P equals. Only lifting weights would be, I'm going to go ahead and use one other random color here. Let's do it in this light blue. Only lifting weights would be the part that has no other intersection with the weight circle. So I'm marking it in blue. Only lifting weights is the 30%. And then that's it. So it's the part of the weights that had no overlap. So it's just the crescent shape. And here I'm just marking it because I think it's easier than redrawing out the whole Venn diagram and doing the shadings. I think that's more important for problems like this where it's kind of more abstract and they're making you find these weird probabilities. Then that's good to do. Okay, and then number 3, only use the gym or, okay, so or is a keyword. Let's box that. Only uses the gym or does not lift weights. Okay, so only uses the gym. Let's go ahead. I think we can do this to where it's not too messy, and I'm just going to do the same diagram instead of redrawing it out. So only uses the gym. Only uses the gym would be the crescent shape right here. Okay, so and I'm marking it with the star and the orange. And then does not lift weights. Okay, so let's do one other color. Let's do that one in this lime green. Does not lift weights. Okay, so this is the weightlifting circle. Not lifting weights would be, let's go ahead and do a big old dot. That would be that part and that part. Okay, so the way I'm going to break this one down, the or is telling you to add up anything that was marked. Okay, so I marked with those two. Let me go ahead and highlight them at this point. So since this is the last part, those are the two regions that I marked. So that means this probability is the 40% plus the 20%. So this probability would add up to be 60%. So probability that a randomly chosen gym member only uses the gym or does not lift weights is 60%. Okay, so the or is a weird case there, but that's how we treat or in this problem still. Okay, so anyway, so that's how we break these down. So I think the word problems can be a little nicer actually than these abstract ones, but either way, get your diagram going. Remember to always keep these rules in the back of your mind to help, especially finding like some hidden information sometimes with the complement rule. And then just make sure that you're drawing pictures nice and big and breaking down all that information. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.